Alright, now I'm here to talk about the highly anticipated Deadpool and Wolverine. Now, Deadpool and Wolverine is technically the third Deadpool film and also Deadpool's first entry to the MCU. And in this film, he has to find a variant of Wolverine, a different variant of Logan that died in the previous movies. And also, from the get-go, you are here for the closing chapter of the Fox's era of Xmen movies. If you are here for the cameos, yes, you will get it. But first of all, I am glad that even though Disney bought Fox, Disney still retains the R rating of this film, because if the R rating was changed to PG-13, that really betrays the character of Deadpool, because Deadpool film with a PG-13 rating, that means we wouldn't be getting blood splatter and R rating action sequences, brutal action sequences that signifies Deadpool as a character. So I'm glad that Disney still retains that R rating. Now, if you're here for the cameos, yes, this film really delivers, And also, the cameos in this film it really serves the plot better, It's not just cameos for the sake of a cameo. No, the cameos here matter. And I will continue talking about the cameos later on. But now let's first talk about the chemistry between Deadpool and Wolverine. When you read the comics, you're supposed to know how this dynamic works. It begins as an unlikely duo, and as the relationship progresses, Deadpool and Wolverine begins to know each other better and understand their emotional motivation, and therefore, by the end, they usually work together better. That is exactly how this film starts and ends. It starts with Deadpool and Wolverine fighting, and by the way, the first fight scene with Wolverine is peak, man. It really is that good. And also, there is a second Wolverine fight in this film in a car, which also is a very interesting way to shoot action, to shoot a fight scene. But eventually, later on, they really work as a team better. And for the final action sequences, that is definitely the biggest action standout of this film. It is a single shot action scene, and in that scene, Wolverine wears his cowl for the first time. His comic accurate cowl. And that moment, man, that moment really cheers me up. So, how are the cameos here? Well, as I mentioned before, the cameos here serves a purpose, and I will get into spoilery territory here. The first cameo is Chris Evans as Human Torch, from the older Fantastic Four films. And also Elektra, Jennifer Garner's Elektra from the Daredevil movie. And the biggest one, my favorite cameo in this film, is Wesley Snipes as fucking Blade. It really fits the tone, saving the Fox universe from dying really needs Blade. And also, there is one more cameo, one more big cameo here, and it is Channing Tatum as Gambit. Guys, these 4 cameos here cheers me up. It really pumped my excitement from this multiversal film, and they really do justice with it. For sometimes they do cameos for just the sake of a cameo, but in here it's completely different case. In here, the story needs these cameos, these characters to go on, and they utilize these characters very, very well, and I'm glad for that. Now, there is another small little cameo, and that is Henry Cavill as a variant of Wolverine. That if Hugh Jackman doesn't want to play Wolverine after this, I would pick Henry Cavill as his replacement. Now, let's talk about the humor. Well, the humor here is classic Deadpool. Maybe it doesn't hit the mark every time, but I was in the theater and I got a few laughs out of the comedy here. It is a really balanced film. When the film needs to be serious, it is serious and emotional. And when the film needs to be comedic, mostly the comedic aspect will hit you. Now, let's talk about Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. Yes, he is still the best Wolverine, and even though he is playing a different variant, I think this is the best variant that he's ever played, guys. Because think about it, this is the most comic accurate Wolverine we ever got. With the comic accurate suit and the cowl and everything, it is so Wolverine. Let's move on to the weak spots of this film. There is only one major issue that prevents this film from being great, and that is the villain, Cassandra Nova, played by Emma Corrin. Now, first of all, I never would have thought that Cassandra Nova would fit into a Deadpool narrative. Yes, she is a villain for the Xmen, but not Deadpool. So, I think the villain here has been mischosen. And I'm fine with Emma Corrin's performance here. She embodies the role and she played it very well. So, overall, this film is a really good fun time. It's a fucking wild ride. And I do think that this film is also the most fun Deadpool film out of 3 of them, Maybe because of the cameos, I don't care. This is the most entertaining, the most fun, and it still has a little heart in the center of this film, even though surrounding it is just bunch of action, bunch of R-rated action sequences that I really do enjoy. But there is still a heart in this film, in the plot. And overall, guys, I will give this film an 8 out of 10. I also think that this film is one of the better ones from MCU these days. After Endgame, this is the better one. It is comedic, it is action-packed, everything about it works except for the villain. So 8 out of 10, if you have seen Deadpool and Wolverine, tell me everything you thought about it. What is the best cameo for you? How does this film fit into the MCU? And also tell me about the future of the MCU now that RDJ is back as Dr. Doom. Do you agree with that? Or do you disagree? Myself, I am still conflicted though. Because RDJ is Iron Man. That is his most iconic character. And it is very hard to replace his image with Dr. Doom. But I'm still looking forward to the new Avengers film, and I really wait for how they're gonna do Dr. Doom in the future film. So I'm not here to judge early. I'm just gonna wait and tell me all your thoughts on Deadpool and Wolverine. Tell me everything down in the comment section, and see you on the next video.